Hey, you guys, we're live. And today I do not have my partner in crime, Scott. We don't have him here today, but filling his big shoes, I've got two awesome people in the wings. But before that, I want to just play a really short, quick intro to Scott and my show. So I'll be right back.
Grab your friends, find your enemies and make amends, and we'll meet in the middle. Take the pride and set it aside. My hands will build you a shield, and we'll solve the riddle.
And now I'm going to do my little intro to my guest here. But remember this. Wait.
Oh my gosh. Lynn's having the one and only Rex on the show? Like, I tell everybody all the time, like, live your life and like your own terms. Like, that's the only way to live, right?
Welcome back, everybody. This is so crazy. I've got this all mixed up here. I'm super excited. I've got the one and only Sandra Horton. And yeah, it's half of the Brady Bunch family here. And we've got the one and only the master Rex Sikes. So I'm going to start with our wonderful Sandra. Would you please tell everyone a little bit about you, please?
Oh, thank you, Lynn. And so honored to be on your show today. I'm a business coach, and I am just so excited to be able to just be here and share who I am. And I am all about helping other people, leaders and professionals, to make more money. But importantly, what I found is that the faster you get to know yourself, who you are, the ultimate true potential of you, the more money you can make. And so that's what I do, Lynn. I'm all about helping elevate individuals.
You're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And Rex, the one and only, the master, the best. Welcome to the show. I love spending time with you. And Sandra and I are always blessed to spend time with you. So we welcome.
I'm blessed to spend time with each of you.
This is going to be a fun one.
Or Scott, he's on the road and he was going to try to do a little video, but he couldn't.
We're filling some really big shoes. I don't know whether we're going to be able to do that. Thank you, Scott. How you doing? Best to you.
And Scott, I was showing your paintings beforehand and I was telling about your resume and everything like that. So we would love to have you guys back when Scott can be back with us. And that would be such an honor. So please know that we would love that. So, but anyhow, Scott, I'm glad you're here. And I'm going to quickly say hi to Darlene. We know her from the clubhouse.
Oh, hi, Darlene.
So, yes. And Sherry, thank you for being here. And Tammy, thank you for being here. And so we're just super excited everybody's here. Okay, Mr. Rex, a little bit about you, sir, even though you don't need an introduction.
Well, I'm just some guy that Lynn found standing on a street corner looking for loose change on the sidewalk. And I happened to step in some gum and I was fighting, trying to get the gum off my shoes when Lynn said, "Hey, you want to be on the show?" And I was like, "Of course."
I'm noticing a pattern with him and I. We were in Clubhouse last night and he and I, we don't blow our own horn. So he's like, he embarrassed me last night. Go, "Oh, but you don't tell them about you, Holland, and your show you're doing." I'm like, oh, he's giving it back to me. I'm going to get him back. But I have Michael here saying, hey, he's saying hi to us. But you know what? I can do better than Michael saying that. Michael did a little video here. Michael, here we go.
Hello, Rex. Michael, the American Eagle here in sunny Colorado. Just want to let you know that I was gifted your book, Life on Your Terms by Lynn Serrano, and I can't wait to get to it. I'm pretty excited to receive it. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon and hope to get to meet you one day. Bye.
So Mr. Rex Sikes.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Michael. That was wonderful, Michael. And yeah, I hope to get to meet you too. And let me know what you think of the book.
Yeah, and just recently on my show, I had another person last week that I gifted your book to. So here we go.
Hey Rex, good to see you. I saw you on the Lynn Serrano show interview, and now I hear that you may be co-hosting. So good for you. I got to tell you, I enjoyed your interview, but I am loving your book. It's amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. And you know what they say? Someone named Rex says, energy flows where your attention goes.
Mr. Modest Man. Mr. Modest Man.
I love the hat. That's such a great hat.
Yeah, so she's going to be on Live, Love, Laugh this week, Thursday, with me, and she's going to help me kind of do a show about me. So
cool.
How about that? She wrote a book about Find Your Fabulous. So there we go.
Oh, gosh, that sounds wonderful.
So as far as the energy flows or any energy goes, would you like to elaborate on what she's talking about there?
Sure. Wherever you put your attention, your mind is like a magnifying glass. And, if you were a kid and you used to, burn paper out in the sidewalk with a magnifying glass, you know that when you take the magnifying glass, it actually focuses in on that paper, and it aims all the rays from the sun, and it increases, the energy there on the paper so the paper can actually combust. Well, that's what our brain does. That's what our attention does. It literally focuses. And that's a gift, that we have from our subconscious mind in order to live in this world, is the ability to pay attention and to focus, as well as do all sorts of other things at one time. But wherever you put your attention, that's where the energy is going to go. So if you put it on problems and difficulties and fears and frustrations and anger and disappointments, you end up with more of that for the very reason that I just described. If you are wise, you put it on exactly the story of the two boats. If you're wise, you put it on what it is that you enjoy, being a person of value and worth, that you deserve all the good things in life, and that happiness, love, success, financial independence, all those kinds of things. Put your energy there, and then your attention and your energy flows into that. Mm-hmm. So you really have a choice. And as I always say, it's dog shit or diamonds.
Yep.
There it is. It's dropped.
We're going to talk about dog shit and diamonds a lot tonight. And by the way, StreamYard's being a little funny. I really couldn't read Scott's thing until I put it up here. So I was taking
the story of the two wolves is an important story, and it's obviously it's the one of the little child who asks the wise person, here's the story that there's two wolves inside you, essentially doing combat or living inside you. And the child asks the wise person, which one wins, which one survives, which one lives. And the wise person says, well, it's the one you feed. So dog shit or diamonds. It's the same kind of choice. You where do you want to put your attention? Do you want to put it into your problems? Or do you want to put it into solutions and good things and gratitude and blessings and all the things that make life grand and make you want to live, love, and laugh?
Absolutely. And that's what I loved about your book. Getting your book and reading your book and going through your courses in the the attitude activator and everything is coming at the right time in my life with my health issues and the things I'm going through right now. And it's just shifting my thoughts here. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Darlene, good job, Darlene.
The poop and the diamonds. Love it.
Brilliant.
The emojis. We love it. Thank you so much. And by the way, if you guys have any questions, and I know Michael's going to have a question here because I told him to bring it to the table, Rex will be very happy to answer questions because he just loves doing that. But, I'm kind of being selfish here with having you guys here tonight too, because this is like the precursor of and sharing with my audience as well. The unveiling that I'm doing on Thursday, which I just shared with them, the little video that I'm going to share on Thursday. That's very vulnerable for me. And, and it's one of those things that I shouldn't have felt or feel like I had to hide or do what I felt. But for me, that's, I wasn't being very nice to myself. And I found compassion, and I just want to change the way my verbiage and the way, that self-talk is so self-defeating. And not only that, but it does spew out to how you treat and how you talk to other people, and what you do with the world. And I'm like, wow, I thought I was a nice person and everything, and I've always been kind to everybody, but I can just imagine how I'm going to be going forward now that I've shifted that. It's just been a very amazing shift and an amazing kind of appreciation of where I'm at and where I'm going with that. So, but it goes to show you how much we these comments here are really having a hard time. But it just goes to show you how we don't allow ourselves to spend time with ourselves and make sure that we're whole, or that we check in. We are always so busy with everything else that we don't check in with ourselves. I think in our clubhouse today, we were talking about checking the oil. You don't check the oil, or you don't check how you're doing. It's very important. And that's how, depression or other things happen. We find other things to fill in the void instead of. So anyways, Rex.
Well, I'll say something and then pass it to Sandra. But the thing is that you bring up a really important point, and that is that most people, we're conditioned from birth on, and through the educational process and in growing up, and we've learned to have difficulties and problems. We've also have resources and opportunities. But there's a preponderance typically for most people, and that is to not to do anything unless there's some tragedy or some kind of circumstance that requires your attention. And then what happens is it catches people off guard because they're not prepared. It's kind of like, the Boy Scout motto used to be, and the Girl Scout motto used to be prepared, and you do fire drills and you do all sorts of things to make sure that you can get out of a building if there's a problem. But in people's everyday lives, they don't run these contingency plans in advance. So they run out of money, they run out of love, they run out of happiness, they run out of health, they run out of whatever the issue is. And then they're like, what do? I don't know what to do. I'm stuck. And the only thing that they have to rely on are the habits that got them there in the first place, which is the issue. So what I do, is to help people change their habits so that you find the habits that serve you to get you unstuck, move forward, and free you up from what is causing you pain or suffering, and allow you to move forward and live the life that you deserve, to live life on your terms. And that means to create the life that you want. Now, that's the important thing, and that's why there's a subtitle to the book. It's Life on Your Terms. Create the life you want, because it's not going to happen to you. You have to make it happen. You actually have to take responsibility. But if you do, you can create the life you want so that you can live life on your terms and have all the blessings that are available to you as a result. So that's absolutely, what's so wonderful about what we can do as human beings. Hey, party people.
Hey, party people. Christopher, hello.
Hey, what's up? It's Christopher Roush, your No Excuses coach, here with a special message for none other than Mr. Rex Sikes. Rex, brother, it was amazing having that conversation with you the other day. I'm super excited to have you on the Raw and Unscripted show. I'm super excited to be digging into your book, Life on Your Terms. Digging it already. Thank you so much, brother, for shining your light, and looking forward to so many other conversations, and just keep raising the vibration of this planet, brother. Love you. Take care. No excuses. Kick ass. Unstoppable. See you later, brother. Peace.
I love it. Thank you, Chris. What an amazing guy. And you know what, Sandra? Oh, there you are.
Hello.
Lynn always pulls these incredible stunts. She knows the most incredible people and is able to get, into all these nooks and crannies and find these people that come up and do these videos. It's just the most remarkable thing. I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. And thank you, Chris. And thank you, everyone, that's been contributing. So take it away, Sandra.
You know what? I tell you, it's such a beautiful gift just to be here. That's beautiful of the generosity of your spirit. The more that you give out, the more you get back without asking. And I think that's a key piece here. Where do you resonate? Are you in your heart space? Are you able to truly turn inward, to trust yourself, to believe in yourself? And a lot of us, in the work that we do, we share authentically. We come from that space. But I would add that we have to be very mindful to self-care. We talked about it a lot, that we get on that treadmill. You know, we're running, we're going, we're taking on a whole bunch of stuff. And we have to learn to pull off, to, I always say, evoke our observer, to start to really listen. I call them heart signals in my emotional intelligence training, that those are those feelings, those inner awakenings that, you know, I lived for 34 years numb. I tell the story all the time. Literally, I was very successful, externally focused. I was all about money and achievement. And I'm writing my beautiful book with Dr. Sujata Ives and Renee Risch. And, you know, going back into that story, it was like, wow, you know, where was I? Well, I had a suppressed story and a whole bunch of other stuff that once it came out, it all made sense. And I made a choice. And Rex is all about choices. And I chose myself. I chose to become self-aware and to truly, because you can't help others if you don't know your own stuff. And so in making those choices, Miss Lynn, that was that TSN turning point. And that was many, many, many years ago. And so, yeah, it's a beautiful journey. And so wherever you are in this world, if you're feeling less than abundant or any of the less than glorious ways that you can, not only read Rex's book, of course, Life on Your Terms, but be your own book. Create the life that you want. That's the key. You know, we sometimes get caught up in watching, listening. We're not creating ourselves. So I want to kind of steer us in that direction. Oh, we can't hear you, Lynn. Maybe it's just me. Oh, there you are.
Sorry. I'm glad that you said that, because I want everybody to take a moment, and if you don't have Clubhouse, you should get Clubhouse, because 7 days a week, Rex has it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock my time. So what time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Okay, 8 a.m. Yeah, Pacific. 7 days a week, even on holidays. Rex is there 1 hour for sure, up to 2 hours every day, and you get to speak to Rex. And Sandra shows up, and I show up, and it's just amazing. And it's such a great community. I mean, Darlene shows up.
Yes.
And I'm going to just see some of these messages here real quick. Oh, wait, let me see. Scott said the change you achieve inwardly will change your, absolutely. That's why I said the inside job. And you're glad to see Christopher here. So am I. Christopher has his show tonight later, so don't forget. There we go. And I think Michael has a question here. You want to read that for me, Sandra?
Sure. Staying positive, walking into a negative atmosphere. How do you deal with these people? And where can I find this in your book?
Wow, great question.
Mm-hmm.
And Sandra knows that book Sandra probably can. She pull out a page. I know she usually in the room. She'll go on page 63, on page 87. I mean, she knows pages. So if we'll give her a second, I guarantee she'll even say a page. But Rex, do you want to take that really quick?
It's a beautiful question, because it's a question that so many people have, and an issue that I can't believe I can see air quotes, but that's an issue that so many people have, and that is, what do I do with people who, you know, either frustrate me, aggravate me, thwart me, the energy vampires, you know, those kind of people, our exes, our children who don't listen to us, you know, the bosses, you know, what do we do about them? Well, you can fight them, you know, you can sit there and take all that energy, you know, and live with dog shit and worry about them and think about them, you know, or you can do something that I propose, and that is you celebrate them. You love them, you forgive them. You don't forgive them to let them off the hook. You forgive them to let you off the hook. You understand that, you know, and I say this all the time, enlightened people are around unenlightened people all the time. Let's talk about Jesus for a second. But who was he surrounded by? People who wanted to kill him, essentially. People who didn't like him. Yeah, he had some followers, and maybe, you know, a lot more than we actually know about at the time. But, you know, he not everybody that came to Jesus was somebody that loved Jesus. So what do? Well, here's the thing. We think, you know, a powerful reframe on our circumstances and events and situations that happen in life is they don't happen to us. They happen for us. In other words, through tragedy or hardship, when the sailboat's sail is really filled with wind, you know, it's just storming and the seas are up, it's happening for us, so that if we can and Napoleon Hill said that inside of every hardship or temporary defeat, there's the equivalent seed of opportunity. So if you're wise, which I believe you are, because you asked the question, you look for that opportunity. You look for the good. You look for the silver lining. This is where you put your focus. Remember, the show started with the where you put your attention is where your energy flows. So you put your attention on all the good that you can find. People have good and not so good things about them, but if you focus on all the bad things or not so good things about them, guess what you're left with? But if you find the good in them, it doesn't mean you have to love them or hang out with them or spend time with them or do any of that stuff. It's just that you don't allow it to spiral you down into some kind of morose mass of energy. I don't personally, I don't worry about the energy vampires either. I go through my life and go, you know what, everybody has their thing. And if I can live my life and live with my energy, I make my way. I mean, Napoleon Bonaparte said, circumstances, damn the circumstances, I dictate circumstances. I'm not saying that you bully your way through this. I'm saying that you find a way to love yourself and feel so good about yourself that the other people aren't an issue. They aren't a problem. And what they are there for is for your benefit. They're there to help us learn, to help us grow. And sometimes it's like, the grinding stone where rocks are polished by banging into each other and friction and all that kind of stuff. And then they become these smooth, polished gems. And so that's what people are. They're mirrors. And typically, I'll wrap it up with this, essentially, is typically what other people do is they reflect us. In other words, think about this. You're driving down the road. Somebody gives you the finger. Why on earth would you get mad at that? I mean, I know we do, but why? I mean, they're just making a gesture, and of course, their gesture is not like it could be a loving invitation. I mean, who knows what it's about? But the point is
I don't think so, Rex.
I mean, it's not likely that it is, but it could be.
It could be.
But the point being is that that's allowing someone else in another box driving down the road to usurp your energy, to take your attention, to take your focus away from what's important to you and put it on, how dare that person, what is it, and affect your day. So I say claim it back. Now, how do you do that? You start reading, you start focusing, you start learning how to do little things bit by bit, bite by bite, you eat the meal, and you start claiming your power back, and you start focusing on love and on forgiveness and on the fact that all of this is for your good. May not seem like it, but that's what you get to discover. And when you discover that, then the entire world opens up. And then you can be grateful for all of it and celebrate everything. So as it says, live, love, and laugh, and do that with the people around you. A beautiful question, because so many people do face this.
And I think Miss Sandra found something in the book for him. Well, on a page.
Of course I did. Of course I did. Of course I did.
What page?
On page 93.
93. You see, she never fails. She never fails.
I love this because for me, I was in sales for over 25 plus years. So whenever I go into any environment, you're going to have rejection. You're going to have negative people. You're going to have the naysayers in this world, right? It's just natural. Most people are not generally happy where they're at. So depending on what circumstance or context you're coming into, you have a choice to make. I choose to come in and be authentically me. So what I love about this is on page 93 is, Rex talks about not only life on your terms, but you live as large or as small as you accept. Mindset matters. So have fun, be enthusiastic, feel marvelous. So if other people, and I truly know this to be true, is that if you are just genuinely grateful and in your beingness, not worrying about perhaps maybe a previous old past experience that caused you duress, or worried about the future of, oh, what if I do this or what if I do that? You're not being in your present moment. So you can have the opportunity to say, hey, snap, I'm beautiful. I'm having fun. Come to me. And you know what? You have the choice. Say, okay, if this person is perhaps, and this is what we learned in Rex's Ultimate NLP program as well, is we're going to be scoping out how you're looking. Where are you looking? What are you radiating? And we'll be able to have a beautiful conversation so that we can build rapport and be able to shift you. And so that you'll be happy, you'll have joyfulness, because as we change our bodies, people will mirror, as Rex was saying. And so lastly with this, I always love this, because, we have a choice in life, and never underestimate the heart of a champion, because winners win. So if you truly want to live your life on your own terms, be you, be happy, just be it. That's the cool part. So, that's it. Notice and pay attention. And so that's a little structure on this, but hey, there's so much gold in here.
Dr. Diamond.
You're awesome.
Yes.
And I think the other thing is this is an Old Testament testimony thing I got here, but I think there's another part that fits perfect here. So I'm going to add this real quick.
Hey, Joe Soto here. I just want to say something really quick about Rex Steven Sikes. I first learned about Rex in 1996. I went to his advanced 14-day NLP master practitioner and modeling training. My life would never be the same. The most important thing, there's a lot of things I learned from Rex, but the most important thing I learned was how to get out of my own way. And he gives you the mental tools and mental models to be able to do that. And that's something I took away that I'll never forget, and I'm eternally grateful for. In fact, he covers a lot of it in his book, Life on Your Terms, Create the Life That You Want. He shows you the pathway to overcoming limiting beliefs, to overcoming procrastination, and gives you the motivational mental models to move your life forward and to be more happier and more fulfilled. So I could not recommend Rex high enough. I give his book my highest recommendation. If you get a chance to train with him, I would encourage you to do it. And Rex, if you're watching this and you hear this, thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw the getting out of your own way is the really important thing. And so when people are pissing you off, get out of your own way and just don't listen to that noise, because that noise doesn't serve you. It just zaps your energy. It just, at least those are things for me. And Michael said, thank you for that. So,
and one thing, thank you so much. And I love how you structure this, Lynn, and I want to give you super love as well, because this is the key thing, is that you allow that freedom and flexibility just to be you. And one of the things I love to be able to bring to the table is, when I went back to school at almost 50 years old, I'm dating myself now, I'm past that now, that I really found, hi, Debbie, nice to see you. Hello, Debbie.
We played your video already.
We did.
We started out with that as a topic. Thank you. So go ahead.
She's so awesome. I loved it. And then I'll swing it back to you, Lynn, because what I found really, really important is, we don't take stock of how we're triggered. And one of the things I love to be able to just bring is Chris Argyris's work on the ladder of inference. So if you're going into that environment that maybe is less than glorious, and where people you have a relationship with them, and perhaps you're coming in with the biases and the assumptions about how that person is going to be, if you get that moment of trigger, just be cognizant of it, and then purposefully stop yourself, shift your body, move away, and then go inside and ask, because it's a ladder. It's like, we take in data, we process it, we add meaning, we attach our beliefs, and we're already in action. So the greatest thing we can do is either inquiry or advocacy. If you're having a conflict or a discussion with someone, go in and inquire, what is it that you're not clear of, or what are they not clear of with you? And you can have that beautiful conversation, that dialogue two-way, or do the other way. So it's lots of beautiful things we can do. So I just wanted to add that.
I love that. I love that.
Beautiful.
I love that. And like I said, it's so great that we have all these different tools now. We didn't have all these things when we were younger, And so, and yes, absolutely said. And I've been giving all these kudos here, but you know what, Rex, I didn't forget, right? I mean, I've been talking about you, but I couldn't forget that. Sandra, you beautiful friend, you. I love you, my friend. Your amazing energy. I look forward to you at Clubhouse every day. I look forward to studying with you with the NLP. You're just an amazing person. I love you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for taking your time to be here. You're an amazing person and inspiration to me. Love you so much. Thank you for being here. Love you.
And you're so sweet.
Come on. You couldn't imagine that I would forget. It wasn't all about Rex. It's all, he loves you just as much. No, I'm saying he loves you just as much as I love you. So I just needed
to
you.
love in.
I just was and props to Sandra, and everybody's loving your comments, Sandra. I want to point out that everyone keeps saying and loves your feedback too. So you're just amazing. So I know that Rex, on behalf of Rex and I, we love that you're here too.
Oh God, absolutely.
Yeah.
And let me add, and this goes, hey, there's Tim, I see, coming in.
Speaking of Tim's here. Tim's here.
Hey, Tim.
No, wait. Tim's here.
Hey, Rex, I just wanted to say congratulations on this book. It's quite the accomplishment. I know people are loving it. I mean, you've had shout outs from Joe Vitale. You've had Les Brown, man, Les Brown. So proud of the work that you did here. And give you a better picture. You don't need to see me. See the book. Read the book. Life-changing information. Learn from Rex. He's the master. 42 years. Often imitated, never duplicated. Rex Stephen Sikes. Love you all. Thank you.
Okay, damn, I'm good. I'm good.
Thank you for that, Tim. What I was going to say prior to that, but including you in that, and it goes back to answering Michael's question. It was Michael's question, wasn't it?
Yes, Michael.
Yeah. About what do you do about these people? Well, one is if you increase your vibe, you vibe high, you feel good. What starts to happen is that people who aren't on that kind of wavelength with you start to drop away, and you start to attract all the really cool people that vibe at that level with you. So the higher you vibe, the more high vibe people you attract. And, I must be radiating like really up there because look who I'm surrounded by. I got Sandra, I've got Lynn, I got Tim.
And we got energy.
but I'm absolutely.
Wait, we need to fix her vocabulary. She goes, this shows us the shits. Lynn's right. No, we're diamonds. This shows us the diamonds. We're not the shits. We got, because Rex talks about the shits or diamonds, which we should go back to that conversation. But no, it's the diamonds. It's a girl's the best friend. And Tammy, yes, you've been telling you got to get the book. So
yes.
Thank you, Tim, for taking time. He had to really quickly do that for me. I got to give kudos to Christopher because I asked these people to do these videos at the last minute. So I really got to thank them. Without them, the show wouldn't be great. But Christopher said something about, should I do it without a shirt? So when I didn't get his video, I said, did Facebook take and keep your video or something? And then he sent it to me. And we got Scott Ricard. He's such a great supporter too. So he's awesome. So yeah, there we go. There's the diamonds. Yes, diamonds. Mm-hmm. So again, if you guys don't have Clubhouse, we really highly recommend it because you get to be with Rex and you get to be with high energy Sandra here, and you get to be with Tim, and you get to be with Darlene, and you get to be with so many people that we love sharing, and it's a very open and safe space where you can come in there with the situation. And I had to tell him how he said, you don't dare me, or you got to be careful. I'm like, I don't care. I think in my show, it's an evening show. You got your shirt off. I'm good with it. I don't think Rex will mind. So anyways, I'm like, I just want the video. I don't care. But anyhow, I really think that Clubhouse has really been a blessing, and that's how we all met a year ago and stuff. And look at Scott. He goes, thanks again, Lynn and the gang, for holding down the show while I'm on the road training. Please remember to help those who need help, and Scott's doing so much to help, and I'm going to be taking his certified course in helping people, intervention and drug addiction and addictions and stuff. He's doing amazing, wonderful things, and I'm very, very proud of him and the things he's doing. So I'm very, very proud. He's certified in NLP and Reiki and all sorts of stuff, and I'm just so proud of him. I mean, he overcame his own addictions and things, and he's just turned his life around, and I'm so proud of him. I'm just blessed. And he was my first boyfriend. So it's just,
I love it.
yeah,
And I was going to offer, Lynn, you know, that the greatest part about Zoom is, and I've shared this with yourself, Scott and Lynn as well. One of the contracts that I do as a business coach is I'm a project coordinator for our Tri-Cities Overdose Community Action Team. So, you know, Scott, I'm throwing it out there. We do a monthly meeting. If you ever want to come in, and we'll have you come and do a beautiful training. That's how we roll. And yes, I'm in Canada, but it doesn't matter because unfortunately so many people have, you know, are living with a relationship with a substance. So yeah, just to honor Scott. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to share something. A few years back, I was in California, and I went to an AA meeting, essentially a combined AA and A meeting, and it was at a church, and I counted all the seats because I wanted to know how many people were there. And
Scott, Scott, I don't know if you got to leave soon, but you want to hear this story because Rex said it one time before, and you're going to love this story. So hang in there, Scott. Go ahead, Rex. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, so I counted the church. There were 200 seats, and the place was filled to overflow. I mean, you know, and it was an AA-NA meeting, and it was a Friday night, 8:00, you know, between 8 and 10 o'clock. And it made me weep. I mean, I literally cried. I was like, there are so many people. Some are, you know, sober for 40, 50 years. Others are just now coming for the first time, and they're not sober at all, but they're coming to a meeting to try and get sober. Other people are newbies. Other people are, you know, along the path. And I was just like, wow, this is a Friday night. I mean, they could be at the bars, they could be at the movies, they could be anywhere else, but they're here with other people to claim getting their life back and to overcome addiction and to live moving forward. And then it struck me. You know, this happens all over the world simultaneously every hour of the day. There are so many people. This is such an issue that there are so many people wanting to get their lives back, and there's so many people doing it. And so there's so much help. What your work is absolutely needed because drug addiction, alcoholism touches almost every family in this country. I mean, it probably isn't any family that isn't touched by it in some regard. And it's you know, from the richest to the poorest. So thank you for what you do in that regard, and thank you for claiming your life back and then helping others to do the same. That's just truly beautiful. And Sandra, for what you're doing in the Tri-Cities up there.
Oh, thank you.
And not only that, on behalf of Scott, because he's not here to say anything, but he's there
he is.
Yes, I'm glad you heard that story. But Scott we take a moment every show to talk about fentanyl killing people left and right, and you know, that's right on the top of killing, you know, above cancer and all these other different things. And you know, it's you know,
we have 7 people dying in BC a day.
Yeah, and so
it's people dying from overdosing with legitimate prescription drugs, as well as those that are not legitimate.
Yeah,
and there are car accidents and other things that are happening in our countries. I mean, it's just amazing.
So
how
International Overdose Awareness Day is August 31st, and actually, what we're doing on March 6th is Mom Stop the Harm. So it's Mom Stop the Harms here in Canada. I don't know if it's in the States as well. But they're for family members who've lost loved ones to overdose. And we're doing a black balloon awareness day on March 6th. So we're going to go and stand out and have a black balloon to represent lives lost. And so, yeah, it's just that different way to raise awareness around that. Exactly, Rex. Like what we're seeing is that it's individuals, predominantly male, between 45 to 60, that are unfortunately in a relationship with a substance, and because of stigma are using and dying alone in their homes. It's not at SROs. It's not in, you know, shelters. It's people who people don't know. But, yeah.
Well, and the other side to that is there's a lot of teens, you know, in the early 20s. I mean, people who, you know, I mean, it's like, again, it just touches everybody. So the work is absolutely needed and required. And I want to thank all of the people here that I'm talking with, and those around the world who are doing such important work that we may never ever talk to. Let me also add this, because Lynn does other shows. She does a show with Scott and other shows. Sandra does her own show. If you like the show that you're watching now, or any of Lynn's shows or Sandra's shows, you know, share them. Don't just hit a like button on Facebook or something like that, because That's the easy way out. But if it spoke to you, if it touches you, then engage, like people in the chat room are doing right now, or in the comment section. Engage on Facebook or wherever you see this social media, and then push it out there so that other people can benefit from it. If nothing else, push it out there for the reasons that just Sandra and Scott, that we're talking about. Help somebody else get free from those things that imprison them, and save a life while you can.
Right. And so anyways, you guys, if there is any questions you have for the master here, Rex, by all means. And I do have down here, Rex does this awesome blog that he's been doing. Okay, so what's the official, how many years have you been doing this blog, Rex?
I don't know, honestly. I think officially, because it's had two different names. It was Daily Inspiration and Gratitude, and then I changed it to the Gratitude Activator. But I had started it on Facebook years prior, where I had groups, and of course Facebook shut me down at some point, so all those groups are gone. Can't find them when they're history. And I'm gonna guess that I started it in 2009 or something like that, maybe 2006. I don't remember, but I started up by posting like memes, and then I got into posting articles, and then I was writing things, posts, and then I thought, why don't I just do a blog? So somewhere down the line, I went and I created the blog. I do it every single day without fail for at least, I don't know if it's 2014 or 2011, whatever, but you got to figure it's somewhere between 9, 10, 11 years, and then whatever it was before that, without fail. I have never missed a day, sick, traveling, in the desert. I write them in advance and schedule them to go, and so I've not broken the chain. And I did that because I went, I really, if I had been smart, I'd have gone, I'm going to do a monthly blog. But
so you're still doing them then? You're still writing every day then?
Every single day. And
wow.
I write before you see me on Clubhouse, or afterwards, or sometime during the day. There's been occasional where, they usually post around midnight, like 5 after midnight. So tonight or tomorrow morning at 5 after midnight, the new blog will drop. And there have been occasions where at like 12:30 or 2 in the morning, I go, oh my gosh, I didn't do my blog.
Oh, here we finally got a new question. Oh, let me see. Oh, let me see. Okay. So you want to read that for me?
What common excuses do you hear, and how do you respond to them? Excuses like, I don't feel like it, or I don't have time, etc. Thanks.
I want to answer for Rex real quick. Rex says, I don't care. That's fine if you don't want to do it.
I pretty much the truth. I mean,
we are around Rex a lot, aren't we?
I mean, if somebody says I don't feel like it, I'm like, yeah, you don't. Okay, so what? I don't have time. Okay, you don't. So what? You either make the time or you decide you're going to feel like it. I mean, why are you whining or complaining or blaming or telling me that you don't have it? If you're making an excuse, you're making an excuse. So whatever you're wanting to get done isn't getting done. Muhammad Ali said something really important. You'll find it in my book. Tanner, go grab the page while you can.
Yeah, get it, because Chris has the book, please. Yeah, thank you.
So, but Muhammad Ali said, I hate training. I don't like to get up and run behind a car. I don't want to go outside. I don't want to train. But I know that if I want to be a world champion boxer, then if I want to be the greatest, I have to sacrifice the moment now, even though I don't feel like it, and go out and train. And so he was willing to do that because it was important enough for him to get things done. If it's not important enough for you to do it, then who cares? Why even bring attention to it? If in all of my workshops from the 80s on, we had a sign that said no whining, and then we became the international no whining symbol. We had a wood carved thing that said no whining, because when people come into an NLP program or my mind design or any of the programs, the point is learn how to manage your state, learn how to motivate yourself and inspire yourself. You can't wait for things to happen to you from the outside. Motivation doesn't come from someone else or somewhere else. That's why if you go to a motivational seminar, and you get all pumped up and you're jumping up and down and you're doing all this stuff and you're walking on hot coals and you're taking massive action, you go home and a couple of days later, you're like back to the old thing, like going, I got to get back to the seminar. Why? Because in order for you to be motivated like that, you release tons of adrenaline. And what does adrenaline do? It makes you want to flee. It makes you want to fight. It doesn't make you want to learn. It doesn't make you want to do. So what you need to do is release the other brain chemicals, by doing. So if you, for example, chunk it down, make it small enough so that you're always winning, So if you say, I'm going to clean the garage, don't say, I'm going to clean all of the garage. Say, I'm going to clean this corner of the garage. I'm going to clean this shelf, or I'm going to clean, this drawer, and get it done. Because when you do something and you feel, that you've accomplished something, then that's its own reward. That releases those chemicals. Well, that wasn't that bad. That feels good. Your brain starts to release the chemicals of well-being, and accomplishment and that kind of stuff. So you have a win. So you feel like doing more than you would have. So maybe you do another little drawer, and then you do another, and then pretty soon you go, wow, I got like more done than I had anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
But if you try and bite off more than you chew, chances are you're never going to do it. That's when people go, okay, enough. I'm going to go clean the garage. And then they look at it and go, nah. So excuses are simply that.
The compound effect. I'm going to play the devil advocate here, or mind reading, whatever you want to call it. But I think the reason why
excuses I answered those excuses, but yeah, I hear all of them.
Lynn, this reminds me of the rule for making daily lists. Yeah. I was thinking, because Christopher is the no excuse coach. I'm thinking he's coming from the coaching standpoint, where he has these clients that they give him the excuse. I don't feel like it. I don't have time. And so I was wondering, I think he's asking from coach to coach per se, like, what do you tell these people? And
I don't have a blanket answer for that. I mean,
yeah,
because if you're talking about a coaching situation, then it would be on a per person basis.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different, they respond differently. To make a blanket out of it would be not a bad exercise, but it's not going to have the impact that down and consulted. But on top of that, I hear, I don't have the money, I don't have the time, I got too many things going on, I'm distracted, blah, 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 blah. And the bottom line is, if you're using an excuse to not do something that would be good for you, the only person you're hurting is yourself.
Yeah.
So so with coaching, you want to leverage it. Go, what's more important to you, the excuse or
it also depends on what you're changing too. Like I found when I was doing some work for I did a lot of work helping support people who were living with diabetes. My thesis work was actually in persons who were newly diagnosed with diabetes, and those are the individuals that you think would be motivated to change. And what we found is in research out of the US that if as simple as this is not coaching, this is just basic, how can you set your goals realistically? And I think Debbie's talking about the goals as well, is that, we know the principle where you ask the person between 1 and 10, if they're below, like 0 is like, it's not going to happen. 10 is 100%. So if you're below 7, if you ask them like, what on the number, what is your commitment level to achieving this? If they say, above 7, you're gold. If you're below 7, then you're not. Then you just chunk it down where it's like you said, it's manageable, it's simple. But it's interesting. I like to be able to kind of shift this a little bit about excuses, because when we are not fully aware of our capability, of our mindset and the potential, that's where we get into trouble.
Yeah.
Because we're still letting that revolving kind of clock run on our stories, right? And one of the things that I would say that I found really fascinating for myself, and Lynn, you and I think Rex, we were talking about in one of the rooms as well, or maybe it was I posted a picture of my new branding things, is that, love the scale, I eliminate 7. Yes, exactly. Totally. You're not over 8, you're done. Anyway, one of the things that I found really beautiful is through this transition, when we can get to a place where we don't have our negative talk in our brains, because that's where that negative talk impacts our excuses. And Rick says, how long do you put up with someone that keeps making excuses? Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Go ahead, Rex. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. So, I kind of know what's going on here, but when you're going through something with somebody and the situations are the trying trying to communicate and somebody's not communicating with you. So instead of communicating with you, they're giving you a different excuse is kind of the scenario. I think he's trying to get some answers. So that what
Well, you may not like my answer.
well, go ahead. I mean, they're asking a question though.
Put up with someone that keeps making excuses. Who's the person that you're talking about? Because it's going to vary. If it were my daughter, I might do it forever. Or my son. If it's somebody else, I might cut them loose and go, well, you know what? They're just not that important to me overall. And then what are the excuses that they're making? The other side to that is that I tell the story a lot. That when I was 18, I found this mystic guy who scared the hell out of me. So he would try to get me to wake up and to be aware and to meditate and to change my life, and I'd make all the excuses and I'd run away. He never ever criticized me. He never held anything against me. If I ran away, he was like, "Okay, see ya." When I'd come back, he'd go, "Hi, how you doing?" He accepted that I had excuses. He accepted all my foibles. He accepted all the running away and the fears that I had. He didn't try and change me. That's not his goal. That's not my goal. My goal isn't to change you. My goal is to help you change yourself. So how long do I put up with someone that keeps making excuses? Maybe all of their life and my life. On the other hand, maybe not. Maybe I go, but it's gonna depend, on so many different things that to just ask a question.
So a mate.
How do you with a mate?
Yeah.
You're even more careful if it's a mate, meaning a friend or a mate. Significant
somebody, significant other.
Then forever. I mean, in other words, are you going to sit there and break the person who you love the most in the world because they have some excuses? Are you there trying to change them? Are you trying to manipulate them to be somebody else? Or are you going to help them come into their own? And if you're there to help them and support them and to love them, then you're going to love all of that. What Jesus did, and I'm a big fan of the stories, but whether you believe it or not, is the idea that he would say, somebody would have a problem and he'd go, do you believe you're healed? And they go, yeah. And he goes, okay, go. Your faith has made you whole. Go and sin no more. In other words, stop doing it. He didn't criticize them, whine them, or complain about them, because otherwise we fall into the very same trap that we start criticizing or blaming or making excuses for our behaviors about the people who are making excuses to us. Well, I did that because they just won't listen. I mean, that's an excuse. I did that because they don't know any better. Well, that's an excuse. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to. I don't go. I try not to go there, and I have, but I try not to go there. I would prefer to love and accept, and if nothing else, support them in a way by hoping and imagining that they'll come to some resolve on it on their own.
So basically,
I was going to add too. I think some of the things that I have found very helpful is we have to be mindful and kindful in the words that we use. And I think when we're engaging, if we're up against this, it's this kind of a battle back and forth. It depends on the relationships, depends on the personalities, a whole many different factors. But what I have found most interesting is to actually sit down and talk about what words, what actions mean to each other. And what I have found is that in that meaning making, there's a discovery point that, so if, we talk about, the love languages and all that kind of stuff. I don't really delve into that except to know it, to embrace it, because there's some truth there, right? Like there's always a conflict, a misunderstanding. So if we can have opportunities just to be able to understand what our words mean, what our actions means, and the impact on the other person. But, when you hit on to where, our boundaries or our self-care start to be impacted, then you have to have those crucial conversations. I always used to call family meetings. It is the best damn thing to ever have. If you've got younger kids, I mean, I've got blended families. They're all grown up now. I'm an empty nester pretty well. Those family meetings, they were pretty crucial. And you just talk about things raw, real, and get it out.
Yeah.
But you have to regard yourself. You have to truly still know what is that fairness? Where is the love? What is the language that we're using to support each other, not cut ourselves down?
Well, and the other thing, it goes back to how important is the relationship to you.
Yeah.
And you can say a mate or a spouse or a child or a parent or any of those things, but But I mean, if I'm taking my car somewhere and they keep making excuses about why it's not done on time, then I'm going to say, well, maybe it's time for me to cut my losses and take it somewhere else. And maybe it cost me more than I wanted, but I have a choice in the matter. And I guess that's my point is you always have a choice. And if you make the wrong choice, you can correct it, as long as it's not a fatal choice. You don't do something totally stupid.
Hey,
So,
Hi, Ken.
Hey, Ken, and hey, Brooke. So yeah, I would say, Ricky, try to just be patient and communicate and give them space now.
Or I don't know this person, so I can't.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are ways to influence people positively. You can take communication classes. You can learn how to help people. You can learn how to transform yourself into the kind of person for whom people want to do things for more naturally. I mean, there are a lot of different avenues to pursue, other than just saying, okay, I'm going to sit here and and accept everything. But what I'm getting at is, if it's affecting you, then the first thing you need to do is not put it on them. Transform this person. If you transform this person, they may or may not ever change, whether you change or not. So why not just go ahead and change yourself?
Yeah,
exactly. I agree. 100%. And Lynn, I just wanted to, again, just kind of dive in, because I think this is really powerful.
Okay.
And, if you haven't already got the book, everybody, put up your book.
Rex, where's your book?
Where's your book?
What page is the stuff? There we go. All right, there we go. Somebody should take a screenshot of that.
It's hard, though. I don't think I can. Just a second.
There's a book.
I can't do it. I don't think I can. No, I can't. Anyways.
What did you need?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
No, we were just all going to try and do it. And the last thing I'd add to this is, it's the importance of
you're welcome, Ricky.
Reacting. This is important. Again, it's you want to be in response, not reactionary a position.
Yes.
And some people aren't aware of the difference.
Right.
So how we are able to respond is key. So again, we kind of go back to that whole emotional intelligence, like start to feel it, what's happening, what are the triggers, all those beautiful things that, we can go inside. And when we're out of balance, this is the greatest thing I'm finding right now with people, is that unfortunately, because of COVID and all these other things, you talk about excuses that people see that, are happening to them. They're not taking control to realize they can change their circumstance, that they're so reactionary, they're volatile, they're having their amygdala hijacks all the time. And it's like, okay, wait a second here. We need to kind of reground, rebalance, look at all those essential elements within your emotional intelligence. And so, if you want to learn how to rebalance them, like reach out. I am absolutely here. I'm a certified practitioner in emotional intelligence, and the EQI is just a tool to allow you to look at not only your self-perception, how you express your emotions, your relationships, your stress management, and it gives you that stage to kind of go, okay, this makes sense, and retool, recoach your way through.
Absolutely.
And like I said, you guys really reach out to Rex, Sandra, or I. If you don't have the Clubhouse app, we would be so delighted. And I think I can convince Sandra. I know even Rex helped. How old was Doug? Was it Doug or Don Green or somebody?
Oh yeah, Rex was so beautiful with Dawn.
Dawn. Yeah. If anybody needs help with Clubhouse, I know some people that could help you guys at Clubhouse. But it would really be nice if you don't have the app to get on there. We would love to have you guys join us. And Rex, everybody's there. And yes, go ahead, Rex.
I was going to say, I've got one even better. You both are in the NLP Home Study Program. They could all join you. All your friends are right here watching right now. They could come in and do that program and be right there with you and learn how to make some of the changes that we've been talking about.
Yes.
I mean, it's they go to rexsikes.com. They can find it right there.
Yes.
Study course.
And I recommend that not only you guys get the book and you get a course with that right away before you get your book, but also get the Attitude Activator. It's only $49. That is an amazing thing to start out with right away. I mean, you can have that like in 5 minutes after you buy it. Like it's amazing. And I mean, it's just an amazing thing. So we love you, Christopher. I mean,
Shining bright.
I can't wait. Some Tuesday night, Scott and I to have Christopher. I mean, like you guys, we're gonna have a party someday. It's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna be great. You guys, we've been going here an hour. It's been great to have everybody here. I do have, and it is live, except don't go there because I haven't done anything with it. But I do own LynnSerrano.tv. In the works. I do have my TV network going. It's just yeah, we're gonna have a party. But you guys, if you haven't noticed, I know so many amazing people, and when this network goes, these people are going to have their own shows on there, and things are going that are amazing. And I'm just blessed that just to even know these people, and it's just I'm very humbled by the network of friends I have, and the impact they have on the world, and how much they care and they love and they pour into people. And it's just an amazing thing when we all, for the sake of the human world and kindness. And I'm just humbled by it. And if there's any questions you guys want to answer here in the next few minutes, if you're okay, Sandra and Rex, to answer a few more, be happy to extend for a few more minutes here. But Scott is so talented, and I think I have his last 2 paintings that I want to share here in a second because he's not here. But while I do that, he's so modest, and I'm gonna just he played on a stage. I'm gonna put this here really quick because he's been with the show with us.
Really good.
Taking it slow, and Lord, don't you know how happy at times with a poor man's lady hitting on a twilight train. Ain't nothing there that I can take along, singing a song, singing along. No need to say these to a man gonna have it. Oh, I love my rosy child. She got the way to make me happy. You and me, the morning style. Tracking those your storm are coming. But you make me sing like a guitar humming. So hang on to me, girl, so keep running. Play it now, play it now. Play it now, my baby,
See, I don't even know if he stayed for that, but he's just so talented. He's super talented, and he was here through the show. And look at this. He just did these 2. Hendrix.
Wow, very talented.
Look at that.
Talented.
And
wow.
David Bowie.
Wow.
He's so talented.
NFT him. Let's go.
I know, right? I know. So yeah. So again, he's just so talented. I'm just so proud of him. And let's see, did he just make a comment? Oh, I don't know. Thanks, guys. You are loved. You're so appreciated, and of course, you're part of the show. It wouldn't be Lynn and Scott's show without you, Scott. So I love you very much. I can't wait for you to be back. It's been 2 long weeks. So Christopher Rausch last week was fantastic, and to have you 2 here, it's just been humbled, and I love you guys. And I think we only have one more comment here, and so. You guys, it's been a great show. I'm gonna close it out real quick with this cute little video of you guys. Thank you, Rex. Is there anything you'd like to say before we go? Any parting words or wisdom you'd like to bestow upon anybody?
Yeah, I want to thank you and Sandra for being here and for the opportunity and to connect with the people and all the people who said hey, either in the comments or in video that you had arranged. So it's all very awesome and wonderful. And yeah, just take hold of your life and live it because it's yours. You know, what other choice do you have? Either make it really marvelous, or what's the alternative? You know,
Dog
dog
shit
shit diamonds.
diamonds.
Watching the diamonds.
But understand that is the choice that we face every couple of seconds. Are we going to turn it into something crappy, or are we going to turn it into something wonderful? And that's the power that we have. Now, a lot of people don't know that they have that power, and they want to be able to access it and tap into it. And that's why I'm here, and Sandra's here, and you're here, and why people like Christopher and Scott and other people are here to help people. So if you need help, get help. You know, you stop making the excuses. I don't have time. I don't have the money. I don't have, and just go get help. You know, from whomever you get help, but get help. And I don't mean that in any other way other than if you want to live more wonderfully, then live more wonderfully.
Thank you so much and Sandra.
Wow, I would have gone before Rex, and then Rex could have closed it. But hey, that's okay. I will bring the energy.
You always do.
Genuinely, for me, know that you have infinite possibility. It doesn't matter where you are in your beautiful journey. Understand that. Embrace yourself. Ignite the flame of self-love within, because that's the truth. Just do it. Make the choice now.
I love that. I love that. We keep getting so many comments, and I just I wanted to it's very but thank you for the thoughts and advice. Thank you, Ricky. You take care. Again, this was so much fun. It was so much fun. I love you both. You guys both stay there, and I'm going to close out with this little video here, and you guys have a good one. Bye.